Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Friday, the 5th of March, 2021. It's the end of the working week if you're a Monday to Friday person. What's happening in the news? A few hours ago, there was an earthquake 8.1 on the Richter scale, just offshore, I believe, in or close to New Zealand, and they were given a tsunami warning to evacuate. Thankfully, they've been given the all clear and can get back now, but it put me in mind of the horrific. They were given a tsunami warning, and that put me in mind of the horrific tsunami in Thailand in 2004. Of course, not. I don't mean limited only to Thailand. It was terrible across so many countries. I think Indonesia and Sri Lanka faced the worst of it, but of course, in India and just so many places across there, but in particular in Thailand, because it's where I live. Phuket was badly affected, and I remember my family from London calling me to say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And of course, yeah, I'm in Bangkok. Why wouldn't I be okay? A tsunami can reach a long distance, but not quite that far. But I think the point was really that they wanted to express solidarity because they know how much I love Thailand and Thai people, and they were kind of wanting to show solidarity with Thailand. I think that's part of it, and many people did afterwards. After the tsunami, I think they have a monument erected there. Or in fact, they do. I know they do. I've seen it, and but people were coming and volunteering from different countries to help, and really, people helped each other, which is really, a great thing. We need to get back to this a little bit. At the moment we're seeing so much divisiveness and hatred spread in part by the internet, but I mean, it would be much better to see love and understanding. I guess I'm an old hippie at heart. I'm not actually old enough to be a hippie. Close, but not quite. But much of the hippies' ideas of love and peace, well, they're in me. Okay. Anyway, thankfully there was no tsunami, and let's hope we don't see any more. Certainly in the near future. Right. Today's Guardian Sudoku puzzle is given as hard. Do we trust their level grading? No, not of late. Really quite difficult to tell whether or not their system is accurate, but let's just give it a try, shall we? I'm armed with a cappuccino. Just take a swig and let's get on with it. Right, what can I see? Anything? Yeah, I start by seeing a 1 in this corner here. By the way, if you're just joining us and you've never played Sudoku before and wondering what the game is about, you'll see lots of sections here. 9 sections with 9 squares in each. It's a game of placing numbers 1 to 9. 1 to 9 in each section, 1 to 9 in each column, 1 to 9 in each row. You've probably heard that before, though. So how do we find the numbers more interestingly? Well, we do things like this. We notice there's a 1 in this column already, and therefore can't appear again in this column. There's a 1 in this column. So these 3 squares are obliterated in terms of placing a 1 there, and this square also. There's a 1 across this row here, and so 1 has to appear here because it's the only possible location for it to go, and that's how we play Sudoku. Hope that was a reasonable explanation for you. I don't play these games or look at them at all before I start the video, so sometimes they can be done quickly, sometimes they take longer. I have to do more spotting, looking around and stuff like that. Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, there's a 4 in this row here, 4 in this row here, so there's a 4 in that square there too. Need some more coffee. I'll be careful not to slurp it. since you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear, there are birds singing this morning. It's actually quite late, it's almost 10 a.m. and I've had breakfast, but there are birds singing. They normally shut up by now. Ooh, I'm not seeing lots of easy things here. I'm seeing pairs, of course, but I'm not seeing lots of super easy stuff. Why not? Perhaps the Guardian has given us an actual hard level puzzle to make up for their lack of hard level puzzles of late. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Just thought I'd seen something else, but it wasn't. Wow. Interesting. I may have to start filling in candidates much earlier than I expected. Unless I'm missing something glaringly obvious, which is easily possible. Okay. More coffee, and let's start filling in candidates, because maybe I'm just being particularly dumb this morning, but I don't see stuff. So I'm going to fill in candidates. I'm going to start by filling in pairs, because those are the most useful. So there's one across this row, one down this column. So a pair has to appear, one has to appear either here or here. That's a pair. And we have this one across here, and this one blocking this square here. So this one blocks, in this row blocks these two squares, this one blocks here. And so one is either here or here. This one blocks this square, this one blocks this entire row here, so one appears either here or here, like so. Okay, 4 down here, 4 down here. That's a pair of 4s, like so. This 3 down this column, this 3 down this column, and there's a 3 in this row. I mean, you may be saying, that's very haphazard. Why are you doing it in such a fashion? And I just say, because I like it. I like to do Sudoku in a kind of, I like to begin in a kind of random way. If I don't get very far, I have to be more methodical, but I actually like to just let the numbers guide me. I kind of see it like that. When I look at the numbers, they often jump up at me. There's a 9 across this row, 9 across this row, and so 9 is a pair here or here. 5 across this row, 5 across this row, so these two squares will have to be a pair of 5 candidates. Two across here, there's 2 across this row, this 2 blocks this square, so 2 appears here or here, and of course that is nice because that's given us a pair here or here. So we see that this 2 blocks these 2 squares here. This, we don't know which square the 2 appears in, but it has to be either here or here. So this still eliminates every other cell in this row, meaning that the only location for a 2 is here. So now this is useful because once we find a pair 2 numbers in 2 squares like this, 9 or 2, we know that the others can't be 9 or 2. So for example, we know that that's an 8 because this 8 blocks this square and this 8 blocks this column here, right, like this. So blocking this column, and an 8 has to, actually I could have seen that with I could have seen that before filling in there. There we are. Excuse me, I am being rather dense this morning. Let's put the 8s in while I see that. 8 across here, and 8 here. Okay, this 5 blocks this row, and so has to go here because, as I said, 9 or 2, this is exclusively 9 or 2, can't be anything else, and so we can put 5 here. When we see that 5, we can extend up this column and this 5 across this row blocking. So blocked here and blocked here. So that's our square for 5 up here. And bring that 5 down because we had a pair of 5s here. So the 5 has to appear in this square here. And we can remove the candidate 5 that we placed earlier. Two missing numbers here are 2 and 4. Do we have any idea on which they are yet? 2 and 4. It's not right. Sorry, not 2 and 4. We're talking about 7 and 4. 7 and 4 here. Any idea? No. So we'll put those in 7 and 4 as candidates. That will also, while we're on the topic of that, let's just see. This 4 brings across this row now. This 4 blocks this row now, and this 4 blocks this column. So 4 has to go in the top right of that segment. The 7s we can bring across here like this. There's a 7 down in this column also, so we can get a pair out of that. We can get 7s there. Okay. This 3 across this row, 3 up in this column means that's a 3. Got it? 3 blocking these 2 squares, this 3 blocks these 2 squares, so 3 appears here. And we are overwriting our pair of 8, one of our pair of 8s, so the 8 has to fit here. More coffee. I'm clearly not rushing through at high speed. Have no reason to. Some people, will set Sudoku on challenge on a timer, and I think that's a good idea. If you are playing a level that is much easier than you know you can play, then it's a great idea to set a timer for yourself. If you know that it's easier than you can actually do, timer is good. Or trying to fit in as few candidates as possible is also a great idea. This 5 blocks this square here, and so we'll fill in a pair of 5s here like that. 6 and 7 are the remaining numbers in here that we don't yet have. This 6 also blocks this square, so goes here. So 7 we know already has to be the 3rd number, and goes there. And we had a pair of 7s before, so we can fill that 7 in there like that and remove candidate 7 here. Now we can find the last remaining number here just by counting through. We have 1, 2. Do we have a 3 yet? No, we don't. Any intersecting? No. So that's a pair there, 1 and 3. And we can also find this missing number here either by counting through this row or counting through the section. It will be the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6 yet. Or you can go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6 yet. So 6 is in either this square or this square, but guess what? We have an intersecting 6 here, and so we can put it here like this and put our 2 as our absolutely sure candidate. Now, there's a 2 pair up here now because this 2 blocks this column, this 2 blocks this column, so a 2 has to appear here or here. And 2 is blocked from here, so 2 is going to be top and lower row in this segment too. Alright, so 2 blocks here, 2 blocks here. So that means that in this segment here, there has to be a 2 somewhere here, doesn't it? This 2 blocks here, this 2 blocks here. We don't yet have a 2, so it's got to appear somewhere here. We see this square is blocking it here, and so we can fill in a pair of 2s in those 2 squares like that. We'll bring this 2 down here like so, and 2 across here. So again, we can find a pair of 2s in this lower row. Did you get that? 2 blocking here, 2 blocking here. And across here, well, there are 3 possible places 2 could go, not a pair yet. So I'll just leave it for the moment, since I am really focused on finding pairs first. As in this pair of 7s, there's a 7 up here now, 7 up and 7 across. So 7 is a pair here and here. It's funny looking 7. More coffee. Okay. 6, there's a 6 up this column, 6 in this column, so a pair of 6s here or here. This 6 blocks this square from being 6, so there are 2 possible places for a 6 here. I can hear the construction has begun. Okay, so this is also a 7, right? So we've got 7 down this column here, 7 down this column here. So again, we have a pair of numbers, 2 numbers, in pairs, 4, 7, 4, 7. So 4, 7 cannot appear in any of these squares, and also any other number cannot be put into these 2 squares. So for example, that means we now know that this is a 1 because this 1 blocks this row here. So we can put in a pair of 1s here and remove that 1 candidate and understand that a 1 fits there now. This 9 we can bring down, okay, and blocking this here, so 9 has to be a pair here or here. And something else, I noticed this 9 also blocks this square, so 9 will be a pair here or here. I noticed that because they're in the middle row and the lower row, meaning that in this segment here we need to fill in a 9 in the upper row. Got that? Okay, first of all, 4 and 7 is a pair here that we can't fill anything else in, so this 9 down now leaves only these 2 squares for a 9. This 9 blocks this column here. Oh, I tell a lie. Oh, I nearly made a fake. Oh no, actually the thing is, it's not a pair, it's a triple. 9 can be in any of these 3 squares. I apologize. What did I just cross out there? Okay, so I apologize, but luckily, okay, it's okay to make mistakes. If you find your mistake in time, that's great. If you don't, sometimes you just have to begin again. If you make a mistake and then proceed and do lots of other numbers, you'll find that at the end you've got a problem. But anyway, the point I was trying to make was that this 9 blocks this square, so either this square or this square has to be a 9. That's what I was looking at. 9 is blocked from this square because it's either a 4 or 7. 9 blocks this square. So this square or this square has to be a 9. And we have an intersecting 9 already. Okay, so it can't go there. So this has to be a 9. And when we just look back up, we had our 9 or 2 pair here. So we can fill in that. That's why I was keen to do it. And went a little too quickly, noticing something that wasn't there, if that's possible. Right, where else are we? Threes and 8s are the last numbers. They're not going to do anything for us. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'll put in this pair of 7s here. So the 7 along this row means that a pair of 7s exist here and here. Okay, what else am I missing? 4 down in this column, 4 down this column. So we do actually have a pair here of 4s. I apologize for my scribblings out of the 9 that I had earlier. That is a pair of 4s here and here. 5 across this top row, 5 across here, this row, and 1 intersecting 5 means a pair of 5s here and here. More coffee. It's a big cup, you might have guessed. Excuse me. I know this is much easier than I'm making it. I'm making a real hash of this morning. Okay, there's a 3 in this column here, 3 in this column here, and an intersecting 3. So guess what? That's a 3. Probably should have seen that half an hour ago, but never mind. And bring this 3 back across, and this 3 across here. So that's a 3, and we're overwriting a 2, so we can fill that 2 in now. Now that we know that that is a 2 intersecting that square, and there's a 2 intersecting that square, that has to be a 2, doesn't it? Okay, this is good because we now realize that the last remaining number here is 7. Okay, 7. And down here we had 7 as a pair here or here because this 7 blocks this square, doesn't it? So again, looking in at this section here, if we understand that this column and this column contain a 7 in 2 of these segments, the third segment has to contain a 7 in the other column. So that's our 7 there, and that's our 4. We have one remaining number left here. 1, 2, it's 3, 4. It's a 4, isn't it? So that's our 4 here. Once we fill in that, we can bring that across. Our 4 comes down here like that. Now we really do have a pair of 9s. I'm going to promote it back up to the top. I like to put my pairs in the top left of the square because it just indicates that it's a pair to me, and that makes it much easier for me to find things later on. There's this 9 blocks these 2 squares here, and this 9 blocks this column. I think this puzzle is almost finished actually. I don't think there's too much hard work to do now. I suspect not. Okay. So we have a pair of 9s here and here, right? Because 9 across here, 9 across here. So 9 has to go here or here. What else am I looking for? Okay, so this 8 up here blocks this square. So 8 is a pair. So when we get ourselves into a position like this is why I like to write pairs in the top left of the cell, because it's so easy to see. You don't have to, but I like to do it because now that I notice that I've got 6 and 8 in the same squares, okay, so they're both a pair. And therefore, that 1 can't be there. It's impossible because once we have a pair of 6 or 8 exclusively, it can't be anything else. So the 1 has to be in this square now. And we had a 1 and 3 pair here, so the 1 goes here and 3 goes here. We can bring that 3 down now, down this column here, and write in a pair of 3s in that position there. We can also bring that 8 down now, okay, and do what we just did. Okay, so we have, remember this has got to be 4 or 7, so we bring this 8 down here and blocks these 2 squares, so we fill in a pair, 8 and 8, but what I just said to you, the same rule applies here. If we've got a pair of numbers, 9 and 8 exclusively, top left, the third number can't exist, so we can erase that 1 and fill in the 1 here, and we're overwriting a 3, so we can put a 3 in here. We had a pair of 3s here, so we can put that 3 in here, and remove candidate 3. Okay, this 4 blocks this 4 and 7 now, so 4 means 4 can't exist there. That's our 4. This is our 7. We had a pair of 7s, so 7 goes there. We'll remove candidate 7, but we'll take this 7 up and say, well, that's now 6. That's our 7. There's only one remaining number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6, isn't it? We don't yet have 6, so we'll fill that in. and one remaining candidate in this segment. One, it's a 2, so we'll fill that 2 in now. Okay, one remaining number here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a 6, so we'll fill that 6 in, and when we do that we'll see this 5, 6, that's a 6, that's a 5, right? You see this 5, that blocks 5 there, so we'll fill in the 5 and remove candidate 5. Alright, what's left to do? This 6 now blocks this 6 here. Okay, can remove it, so it will become an 8. 6 will be there, like so. 6 blocking this row, 6 blocking this row, 6 up here. So that's our 6 there. 7 we've already got here. This is a 9, and our 7 goes there. Our 9 comes here. Oh! Stop! Stop, 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 stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, 8 comes here. Oh dear. Alright, cross here, that's our 9, that's our 8. That's an 8. Let me just check this. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. That's our 8 here. And this is our 2 here. This is our 2 here. And this is 9. I got to double check because I really kind of messed that up a bit. 8, 8, 8, okay, 8, 8, 8. 1's across. Okay, so if you are a beginner to Sudoku, sometimes you might think you've successfully completed a puzzle, or even if you're an expert, I suppose, sometimes you might think you've successfully completed a puzzle and not double checked it. I generally don't bother to double check because I know that it's right. I mean, everything feels right. But if you've made a possible mistake, you really need to check it through and make sure that everything does fit. I'm just checking it through now, and yeah, it does fit. Okay, there aren't any mistakes, so thankfully for that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, got to look for those doubles because sometimes they can just be there. This is like one square where you've got a double. You saw me make the mistake of filling in a 9 even though I had a 9 here. Anyway, emergency averted, tsunami pushed back, Sudoku tsunami emergency averted, Sudoku pushed back, numbers pushed back. That's it for today. It's the weekend tomorrow. Maybe you have more time to play your Sudoku puzzles, but I hope to see you again. And do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I forgot, my mum said if you don't ask, you don't get. I'm not sure about her grammar, but anyway, that was what she said. Thank you very much. Bye bye.